Win a Pageant, Episode 15. Hi winners, if you're ready for more in-depth pageant training, get the free 15-day pageant course at freepageantcourse.com. Let's win a pageant. Hi winners, welcome to another episode of Win a Pageant. I'm your coach, Alycia Darby. Today, I'm going to break down the anatomy of a proper thank you note. I believe that showing gratitude is not only proper etiquette for those with good social graces, but I also know that just saying thanks or sending a text message really is not sufficient for your gratitude to be truly felt by the receiving party. And I know that the more grateful I am in showing my response to others' generosity, the more generosity pours into my life. I even do this myself with how I give. In fact, I love going above and beyond for my clients, mostly because it is just what I love to do, but I love seeing them succeeding. And for those clients that regularly show gratitude for what I'm giving to them, I am always looking for ways to go over and beyond what I'm doing to over-deliver with generosity, because giving really feels good when it's well received. And if you can show your appreciation for someone else's generosity, then they are far more likely to continue giving. So in this episode, I'm going to talk you through the anatomy of a proper thank you so that you can show your gratitude for the generosity of others in your life. Now, thank you notes aren't really trained in school. I don't know why, because they are extremely important. So I don't really know where people learn to write thank you notes other than when they receive them. Now, my mom is the one who taught me and my siblings to write thank you notes, and thank goodness she did, because it is an amazing skill. Our notes were always timely, they were personal, they were significant, and thoughtful. Truthfully, at the time, when we were writing thank you notes as kids, it was a real pain in the rear end. Every Christmas, we had to write thank you notes to like 15 family members for every little thing that they gave us. But my mom always said that people would not know that you appreciated their generosity unless you actually told them. Now, I didn't know this at the time because I had never received a thoughtful thank you note from anyone because I'm so young, I never really sent a gift, But after I was like 6 and 8, 13, 17, growing up and stuff, it wasn't until I started giving thoughtful gifts and being generous to other people that I started receiving really nice thank you cards. And let me tell you what, I just get the biggest smile on my face every time I get a card. And that's why it is so valuable to show gratitude to those that you appreciate. I have one client in particular, Erin, who writes just the absolutely most beautiful thank you cards. She's from a town nearby my hometown, so she must have had a mother like I do, because her cards are always timely, personal, significant, and thoughtful. So I received one recently, and I got her permission to share it with you in the show notes of this episode at winapageant.com. So if you want to check out what an amazing thank you note looks like, truly hers are spectacular. In fact, many of my clients like Erin, Samantha, Christina, Rachel, Tiffany, they all send me really thoughtful notes and messages and social media posts and all of these things that really make me want to just continue to do more and more for them. In fact, I've shipped off cocktail dresses and earrings. I've shipped clothing and little presents and cards and stuff to my clients regularly just because I know that they appreciate it. It is obvious that being grateful leads to more generosity. So in this episode, we're going to walk through the anatomy of a thank you note, and I'm going to share with you how yours can be timely, personal, significant, and thoughtful. So let's begin with the 4 things that you really need to include in your thank you note. The first is, how did this gift really make you feel? So what was your reaction to it emotionally? Because people want to know that they made you feel good. That's why we give gifts, and that's why we do nice things, because we want to make people feel good. So how did this really make you feel? The second is, why is this gift so valuable, or what are you going to do with it? I know growing up, oftentimes my grandma or other family members would send me money in the mail for birthdays. And so I would always share with them what I planned to do with it, because that's what they're really giving it for, so that you can place value on it and use it for something in your life. So share why it's valuable or what you'll do with it. The third thing is, give an actual statement of gratitude, a statement of thanks. Just say thank you for your generosity. That's excellent, because people want to actually hear thank you. So make sure you say that in there. And then fourth and finally is compliment and honor the giver. One of my dearest, dearest girlfriends who was originally a client of mine and now we've become very, very close friends. She's like the best gift giver ever. She's so thoughtful with what she gives. And so every time I write her a thank you note, I'm always complimenting her ability to give really amazing gifts. You can tell it's not just like some fluke of a thing, or it's really, really, truly something that she has thought through. So I always want to keep letting her know how much I appreciate that element of her character. So I'll share with you just a sample of what you may say for something as simple as receiving flowers from somebody who attends your pageant. So here's something you may say. I felt so loved to see you attending the pageant. The flowers that you brought were lovely and are still blooming beautifully on my dining room table. Thank you for your thoughtfulness and your generosity. I'm lucky to have a friend like you in my life. Now that one is super basic. And when you compare that super basic one to the one that Erin wrote me, and I'll share some others on winapageant.com, you will see that it pales in comparison. So when you think about people like myself as a coach, I get a lot of thank you notes, right? So the ones that I receive that are kind of flippant aren't nearly as powerful as the one that I receive that are truly thoughtful. So I'll post those so you can get an idea of, what to look for and what others are doing. I do have so many wonderful, wonderful clients. So I just want to say a shout out to those ladies. Thank you so much. And please keep the thank you notes coming, ladies, because I absolutely love them. Now, here are 4 other important things that I want to share with you to make your thank you note absolutely wonderful. And that is the timeliness. My mom always told me you have about a week to respond to a generosity. Other than that, it's just seemed like it's something you got to do. So give yourself about a week. I know that within that week after the pageant, it seems like absolute craziness, but get those thank you notes out because they're really, really powerful. You also want to make them personal. So don't just say, thank you so much for the gift. I'm sure those of you who have received thank you cards from graduates or from people from their wedding and things. It's really just bad taste to not make it personal. Something like, thank you so much for your gift. It's lovely. That's not personal enough. Like, tell me what my gift was. Let me know that you saw it and that you appreciated it. Something significant, making your thank you note significant is saying more than just like a sentence or two. Make it significant. Make me have to read it. Make me open it out of an envelope and really take time to enjoy it. Make it significant in my life and in my day. And then finally, just make it thoughtful. Put some thought into why you're really grateful for this person and why you're really grateful for their gesture, because those are the things that are going to help you stand out. And that's just going to make you look like a stand-up character, and that's truly what we want for our title holders and for women that win pageants. We want them to be thoughtful and we want them to be just sweet women who appreciate generosity, because that, ladies, is how you win a pageant. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.
To learn more and to get valuable resources to help you win, visit winapageant.com.
Hey there, I'm Alycia Darby, and I just want to say thank you so much for watching that last video. If you totally loved it and got something from it, would you just click subscribe right here to subscribe to our YouTube channel? Hey, I am here for you, and I've got so many more trainings and videos for you. In fact, this one would be a really great one to watch next. Or if that topic doesn't interest you, then try this one. It's my most recent video training. So I think both of these would be really great for you. Thank you again so much for subscribing. I am honored to be your coach. I'll see you again soon.